Hi, welcome back in part 2. So in part 1 we made this body, this single body, and I explained you how Fusion 360 works, how to navigate through the system, and in this part we are going to do a lot because we're going to make this a buildable model, creating all the panels. Let me set a timer. I have set a timer to try to get this part under 20 minutes. So let's get started. Let's now remove this body by right-clicking and clicking on remove, and go to this sketch, right-click it and choose edit sketch. And now we're back in our sketch, and remember that it's white, so this means that it's fully defined. So what are we going to do? Double click on the sketch and press O for offset. And now we're going to offset it by the thickness of your material. And in my case, I use MDF panels that are 18 millimeters. But if you are in the United States, you can use 3/4 of an inch or anything you would like. But let's say that we go for 18 millimeters. So now I have an offset. And to give you an idea why we are doing this, wait, let me finish the sketch. Now you can see that we can select this new part, this new face. Let's extrude it. And now, as you can see, you can see that we have panels. Well, actually it's still one panel, one big panel, but this is how we're going to do it. So let's right click on it. Let's double click the outer edge again and press offset again. And now we do 36 millimeter offset, which is twice the material thickness. By the way, you can also do 80 millimeters times 2. Let me quickly show you why we're doing this. Let's select the entire side. Let's press E to extrude it. Let's extrude it, but in the other direction, minus 18 for one panel thickness, like this. If your sketch is gone, my sketch is still there, but if your sketch is gone, remember that you can always enable the sketch right here. Now, if I select the inner face, let's extrude it by, let's say, 700 millimeters. Now you can see, now let me get the sketch down. You can see why we're doing this. So we have this nice offset here, which looks really cool. So this is what we're going to do. But of course, these panels all need to be separate. And there are many ways of doing this. Let me get rid of this body. But I'm going to do it in the sketch mode. So let's start at the top, press L for a line tool. And let's start with the top panel. Let's just connect the lines. As you can see here, there is this small square indicator, which means that this is a 90-degree or horizontal angle. And of course we put snap-on grid on, so it snaps, as you can see, it snaps to grid. If you find this not helpful, you can also undo this, so it's not snapping anymore. Okay, so the top panel. Let's click this point here and this point here. And now we have our first panel. As you can see, this is our first separate panel to extrude, and we're going to do this for every panel. Let's press the box to have the good view. Now let's go for the bottom panel, and I want it to cut right here, and let's cut it like this. So now I have this panel. This is the panel where the marquee is being mounted. This is the speaker panel. This is the top panel, and now I have this part left. So let's continue with the back. Let me cut the cabinet in half first. Almost in half, just like this. So I want this this to be a door, and let's cut it like this. Now you can see that this line is blue, which is a non-defined line, and this is because we can still move it. It does not know where it is in space. So let's press D for dimension, click on the line, click on the bottom here, click again, and now let's say that this is, let's say, 150 millimeters, just like this. Press escape, and now the line is white, so it's a defined sketch again. So this upper part can lower down. And let's make this 125 millimeters, this is better. Okay, let's continue with the center panel, and we need to do the window as well. So for the center panel, let's go here. Let's make this parallel. And now we want to get rid of these lines here. And to do this, press T on your keyboard, which is the trim function. And you can see the scissor icon right here. And you can see that you can now select these lines and they are gone, which is a really easy tool. So press L for line again and make a line, let's say all the way here. Escape, like this. Let's press T for trim. Trim this. This will be fine. Let me see. And thinking about it, let's do it like this. So now we have one big center panel for stability. Let's get rid of this line. So let's cut this panel here at this point. Yeah, all the way through. Let's make another line down below. And of course it's blue because we need to give it some dimensions. Press D, 18 millimeters. Press T for trim. And let's trim it like this. And trim it like this. So this is our one of the center panels. Now let's get rid of these lines here. Now I want to make some kind of door here. So let's make this 18 millimeters. Just like this. So we have a door. Now let's take a look at the front. This is not ready yet. So I generally like the front to go all the way down. Just like this. Trim the fourth side. So now we have a front panel. And later we can use that to make a coin door, or we can insert a glass panel for the computer. I think this is what we're going to do in this tutorial. And let's say that the back panel will continue as well. So this is my, there it is. So this is my bottom now, and this is my back panel. And let's create a line here as well. It is still blue. Let's define it and make it 125, just like the upper one. So now I have this small, this door at the back. The computer will be here, and I have this door at the upper back, like this. And now, let me see. I want some wheels here, but this panel is too low. I want this to be 40 millimeters. So what I could try is just to put this at 40, but then it gives me an over-constrained sketch warning, because this sketch is already completely defined. So what I'm going to do is the following. I'm just going to make a new line of 40 millimeters. This will be the new bottom. Then I will use that line to create a new bottom line, just like this. Then I create another line here. This will be green. And remember to define it, or to give it a dimension, 18 millimeters. And now with the T, I get rid of these lines, just like this. I give this one another line. And let's get rid of these ones and the small one. And get rid of these ones, just like this. Let's give this a dimension of 40 millimeters. And now it's fully defined. By the way, this one needs to be 125, just like this. So let's see what we did. We made the bottom, the front for the marquee panel, speaker panel, we still need to do the window and the two front panels. We did a big center panel. We made the front door, back door, center panel here, front panel, the bottom, and some panels back here. So let's work on the screen. Let's get rid of these lines right here. Great. Now this line is blue, and if a line is blue and you don't know why, you can just move it because it does not know where it is in space. So let's give this a dimension. This was 270, so now it's defined again. So let's make a glass panel. Well, my glass is 6 millimeters in depth, and I make it. It doesn't matter how long you make it. Let's make it too long. And here. Let's continue. Make sure they are parallel. They are defined, so they are perfectly parallel now, but make sure they are. Make a line here. And let's say that we cut here. We let the glass end here. Cut it out. Let's cut this small part out. And let's give this a line right here. And then move this line up all the way to here. Oh, this doesn't work. No problem at all. So I make a new one. Oh, do that again. So I make a new one. All the way here. And a new one all the way here. And in a minute I will explain what I just did. This one is not defined yet because it does not know that it's 90 degrees. So just like this. Great. Let's get rid of this line and this line. And now, as you can see, we have a glass panel. And let me quickly finish this sketch and show you what we did. So this is the speaker panel. Let's make it 700 just for the information. This will be 700 as well. This will be 700. Oh, this will be here. And in a minute I will explain what I'm doing. But this is just for you to understand what we did with the window. And now I'm going to select the window, extrude it. And this is a quick tip: if you extrude material, you can choose join, but as you can see, this will be one part, one big part, or you can do new body, and then you get a new body. Now you can see that there are two separate bodies. You can just fill in 700. Oh, sorry, you can fill in 700, or you can just drag it and select a face to drag it to. So new body, let's put OK. So now you can see the idea. So the glass panel is this panel. It's resting against the speaker panel. We will use metal brackets to get him fixed in place. And these two parts, these two pieces of wood, will keep the plexiglass of the glass from moving. So it cannot move to the front and it cannot move to the back, just because the way the glass is mounted. So this is what we did with the panel. So, and we have 3 minutes left. So let's finish this sketch. And now I'm going to show you how to extrude everything. So extrude this, press E and give it your dimension. And in our case, the dimension is 700 millimeters, like this. And now we have a new body. Select this body, give it a name, top panel, just like this. Create another body, press E for extrude, extrude it all the way. Select the side to make it to make it the same dimension, but don't forget to make it a new body. Now the new body is the marquee holder. Now let's go to the speaker panel, press E, make it a new body, and let's call this speaker panel like this. And I will speed things up a little bit, and I will do it with all the panels. I'm done with naming all the panels. So now let's copy the left panel, move it all the way to here. Now I show you a trick. Select pivot here, pivot point. Select the inside of the cabinet. Don't forget to press done. Now this is the part that you can attach to something. So let's select the side like this and press enter. And now I can give this a name, side right. And just because we like to be as neat as possible, we want to keep the words separated by capital letters. And this is it. Okay, so this is it. In the next part, we are going to work with this cabinet. We are going to install the holes, the speaker holes, the grips, everything. I'm going to show you how to finish this design, apply materials, textures to it. I'll show you how to render it. I'll show you how the drawing feature works, make a technical drawing. We will be adding some hinges and casters under the cabinet. So there's still lots more to do. So I hope you like this video and find it useful. Please don't forget to share this video and subscribe. And again, if you have questions about arcades, or if you are designing your arcade, you have a question about that, you can always email me for questions about Fusion 360 in general. Please use their community, which is really easy. Or of course, if you want to watch more video tutorials, especially for Fusion 360, go and find Lars Christiansen on YouTube. This guy's from Sweden and he makes excellent beginner to advanced tutorials as well. So, see you in the next video. Bye! Before we go, I have a quick tip, a more advanced tip for you, as this is a parametric modeling system. Let me show you something you could do in your design. So let's turn everything off, just like that. Let's get back to the sketch. So every time you see me extrude it and fill in the number here, but I can make this number a variable. So it would be easy that if you have a standard width of your cabinet, that we could type in width, and it would be the same number every time. This means that later, if we change this variable, your complete cabinet will be changed automatically. So if you want to do this, you go to modify, you go to change parameters, click on that, click user parameters and click on the plus icon here, user parameter. The name is width. I like to use small letters as this is more easy to type later because it's case sensitive. Unit millimeters, and let's say it's 700 millimeters. Press OK. Now this is my user parameter and you can do as many as you want. Press OK. And now if I select one of the panels and I press E for extrude, I can type in width just like this, and now the width is exactly 700 millimeters. Now if I go back in my parameter settings, let me make this window a little bit smaller, like this. This is too small. Oh no, I have it here. And if I change this to 300, as you can see that my model is updated automatically. So this is a great way if you're making cabinets or kitchen cabinets or any other design that changes a little bit for each client, you can always use this parametric design feature by using user parameters.